feel your touch against my lips. Brush, I feel the moment as it slips. Go with the sound of the beat that's in your soul. Just let the music take control. Lost their heart. Life is something we must pick apart. Go with the sound of the beat that's in your soul. Just let the music take control.
Hello, so we've just spent the day at Manly Beach and we just went for a little stroll down the promenade here to Shelly Beach on the other side. We just had a really lovely lunch though. It was so nice to meet your family. I've seen them over a rough swim. The water here treats you like a punching bag. It lasted only like 3 minutes in the water. It's the strongest waves I've ever been around. But yeah, really nice day. It was so nice to meet your family. I've seen them over Skype when we were living together in London. I've heard about the famous Razi cooking, so that was nice to experience actually for the first time. Sahar and I used to live together in London, and actually the way that we met is kind of a crazy story. So I moved to London and I had 2 weeks to find housing, and I actually ran out because it's so hard to find a place within 2 weeks and move into it. So I ended up having to stay at like a friend of a friend of a friend's place. I went to a coffee shop and I was like lamenting about my difficulties. In Hampstead. And Sahar was sitting at the table next to me. You had just come from a dentist appointment and you had a vacancy in your flat.
In South London.
In South London, completely different part of London. And I went down there
and so
later that day.
So I approached you. And
you approached me, yeah. And
I heard what you're saying. Do you want to come check out my place?
And I checked it out and yeah, we just kind of clicked. And then I moved in, I think like 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah, I think that was, yeah.
And it was good memories in that flat. We cooked a lot. Sahar is actually, I credit her a lot for getting me into cooking because I think, well, you cooked a lot and I would sort of join you, but also we were really far away from like any restaurants or like anything, so you kind of had to cook at home.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just ate a lot of good food, had a lot of meals, entertained a lot. Yeah, lots of dinner parties. It's the same house where Sahar also met her husband.
At one of our parties. At one of our parties.
I'm gonna go all the way to Nelson Bay, which is about 3 hours north of Sydney, say goodbye to Sahar, and tomorrow I'm diving with the dolphins, so I'm really excited for that. We're gonna leave now, and then I'm gonna get up to Nelson Bay later tonight. I've been warned that there's some kangaroos that potentially could be sighted on the road on the way up there, and it's gonna be my first time driving on the left side of the road, so yeah. I made sure I wasn't also doing manual. Manual's not very common here anyway, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Like the US, yeah.
So, yeah, driving on the left side of the road, I might need to do just a quick little Googling around for street signs as well. I'm gonna head back now and try to get up to Nelson Bay pretty quickly. So I just went to the car hire check-in desk and found out that the reservation I made wasn't actually for Sydney, Australia, it was for Sydney, Nova Scotia. So I just had to get another reservation. I'm paying a little bit more money than I intended to. Okay, so this is literally my first time driving on the left, and I just forgot that I was actually doing that. So things are not off to a great start. I also was warned earlier to watch out for kangaroos because they like to come out at dusk, that it's better to hit them than to swerve. And now I'm just trying to get into the mindset of driving on the left I've been in the UK for a really long time, but it's different driving than being a passenger, obviously, so just trying to get in the zone. Okay, I literally just pulled into my motel's parking lot, and let me tell you, the last 3 hours were a thrill ride. The first hour and a half in particular was horrifying. So I was having a hard time staying in the lane and being on the right-hand side of the car. And I was, having to focus on that a lot, and I didn't want to be in the middle lane because then you have 2 cars on either side of you. So I was trying to change lanes, and every time I went to go and do that, the windshield wiper was where I wanted the directional signals to be, and then I would get distracted by that and then start weaving a little bit more. It was just a disaster. The mirror wasn't where I expected it to be. I need to lower the volume of the radio, and then I ended up changing the station instead. So I knew it was going to be a challenge, but it was definitely more nerve-wracking than I expected it to be. But yeah, I made it here all in one piece. I'm really excited for tomorrow. Swimming with dolphins, can't really get better than that. And then after that, I'm going to go to the Hunter Valley and drink some really good wine. So assuming that the driving continues to be okay, hopefully I'll have a really amazing day tomorrow. I have to get up really early at the ungodly hour of something like 4:30 a.m. in order to get there on time, to meet there at like 5 a.m. So I'm gonna go into the reception of the hotel and just check in, shower, go to bed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. As if it wasn't an eventful enough night, I got here and the hotel was closed. I tried ringing the door and nobody came down, so I had to knock on somebody else's door, ask them to make a phone call to a number that I had, because I don't have a cell phone here. So now I'm just waiting. I got in touch with them luckily, but I was like freaking out because I thought I was going to have to find another hotel and then drive again. So yeah, hopefully it's okay. I am so sorry about that.
That's all right.
Time to go to bed.